Good evening, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the 48th edition of Alabama Crimson Tide Live, all right here on Alabama, the voice of college football, and live from my X account, VOCFB, live on my end from the Marriott Hotel, from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and my partner in crime, Coach Johnny Burks, as we'll be going over our take on the latest news and notes on the Crimson Tide this week, including what's going on, what we need to do in fall camp, because August is near and fall camp is almost here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something, folks. You're going to be in for a wild ride. How you doing today, good buddy?
I am rolling in the sweat and the humidity. I just got finished with Roscoe, man, and I'm just, oh man, it's humid. Woo! You throw in 25 and down south. But I can tell you this: Huntsville, Alabama is not as humid as Mississippi Delta. Man, that place, most humid place on earth.
Oh man!
So I've always heard about other places. I've been a lot of places, but that one was the king of them all. But yeah, we're getting through this. We're gonna make it. We do it every year.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And of course, we've got something to kind of get you through this miserable heat, of course, and that's becoming a YouTube member right on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. For $2.99 a month, you can become a Crimson Faithful member, where you'll have loyalty badges next to your name in the comments and the live chat, and you get custom emojis to use in the comments and the live chat, and you get member shout outs. Like our buddy Godfather the SC, for example, amongst the YouTube members, all right here on Alabama, the Voice of College Football. For $4.99 a month, you can become a Saban Disciple, where you'll have priority replies to comments and access to a monthly hangout from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, Coach Johnny Burks, Jeffrey Only Talk Sports, Manny Wilson, and Coach Smook Hines. And for $9.99 a month, you can connect on social media with each of us and give out content requests of any kind. And neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor this miserable heat advisory in the state of Alabama will put a stop to us from fulfilling your content requests, all right here on Alabama at the Voice of College Football.
Jack, you forgot again.
What?
Bad Wi-Fi.
Bad Wi-Fi?
Yeah, and you're there at the Marriott. I bet you got some real good Wi-Fi right there. But yeah, Wi-Fi, we're gonna fight through it.
Oh, we'll definitely fight through that as well, man. It's like cut. Yep, and bad Wi-Fi too. There we go. Oh man, and Jeffrey's not here this week, but he will be back on the Alabama.
I was hoping he'd be here. I wanted to, harass him a little bit. I'm just kidding.
Well, he's busy with work stuff, so it's like no worries there.
There we go.
Well, Coach, I got to ask you, were you watching Fox and Friends on Friday morning?
This morning? Oh, wait, no, last Friday. Mm-hmm. It depends. Yeah, sometimes I watch it. What was up?
Well, I'll tell you why.
Remind me of that segment.
Because Coach Saban was on there, which I was like, oh crap, I don't even watch this crap, but I need to watch it more often. So this way I know if Nick Saban's on there. I know Stephen A. Smith comes on there from time to time because he's buddies with certain people over there. But apparently we see Nick Saban on there, and he's being asked about the coaching rumors. And it was the first time that he was talking about it since Greg McElroy was spreading the rumors, so to speak. It's like, come on, Greg, you know better than that.
Yeah, check your source. Got to check those sources before you run with something. And he probably has Coach Saban's number. He could have texted him, or I'm hearing this. What's the word? And that kind of stuff. But it was, it surprised everybody and gave us all something to talk about. But obviously, what we thought, he's not headed back. And I liked his little analogy about, he said Miss Terry told him he had to vacuum the entire downstairs. And he's like, I thought about it for a second when I was coaching. I didn't have to do this stuff. But anyway, no, no. I told you, once you get out and you start to, especially he's 75 years old. You get out, you start realizing, hey, I've got time. I got time to do things. And that's what, and then you start thinking back, do I want to go back into that grind? And obviously not. So, yeah, we all knew it was not going to happen. There may have been, maybe 1% that I might have, maybe, but the other 99%, not happening.
No, it's like no. I think he saw like because I think part of it is he saw like what happened with Matt Brown. He's like, I don't want that being me. No.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
he's accomplished everything he's wanted to accomplish here at Alabama. What he's accomplished over at LSU, Michigan State, and Toledo.
yeah,
He's happy with where things are in his life.
and the sad thing, I reflect back, and because I remember probably the two most, I guess, and that I can remember specifically retirements in sports, and that was when Coach Bryant, announced his retirement, and everybody just went, just wow. And then of course, Coach Saban, because both of them came out of the blue. You weren't expecting it. And the sad thing is, Coach Bryant never lived to. I mean, what, a month afterwards he was gone, and never got to really. I mean, you hear the adulation, and when you're and people talk about everybody was talking about Coach Bryant during his lifetime, and he had heard all the the accolades and all that kind of stuff. But then once you retire and you have time to sit back and just reflect and think about, you finally start realizing, well, I did do a lot. I'm proud of those things that I accomplished and the players that I was with, and he never had that opportunity. And I know Coach Saban because I see him on a lot of podcasts with former players talking about fun times and stuff like that. And I wish Coach Bryant would have had that opportunity, and which didn't happen. But I do vividly remember those two retirement announcements, and I felt like Coach Saban he wasn't heading back to the grind. You heard Coach Hudson. Yeah. You heard Coach Hudson.
Oh yeah.
Down there, I'm fixing to pop a beer and get on the boat and, and have a life. So no, Saban's already experienced time away from it. He's had a year. He's enjoying where he is in his life. There's a point you realize I accomplished all I could do, and I had my fun. I had my time, and let's sit back and enjoy life.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like I wouldn't want to deal with coaching, like especially in SEC or Big Ten if I was a coach.
Especially the last couple of years. I'm glad they're reining it in. Coach Saban, he got no President Trump's ear. Now we have some. We have some higher authority, some people with some common sense. I mean, that's what's been missing in society the last 20 years. Where's the common sense and stuff to that nature? And so with regard to all this NIL, and it's just ridiculous how much money was being spewed and all that kind of stuff, and just common sense. You just knew it would never survive. And so now we have at least a chance to get a grasp of it.
Well, we'll definitely wait and see what happens for sure. But I thought it was a pretty good interview, like Saban did. But it's like I'm just like, okay, when are we gonna see him on like Rogan or something like that? Like that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. And I'll tell you what, guys. I'm so used to Jeffrey being here, but Jack, I enjoy watching Coach get on the podcast for former players and talking to them and that kind of stuff, because he always has a unique perspective, and he can cut up with the best of them, and he can just lay the wood to some of them when they need it. So it's always fun seeing him just now and being able to reflect and talk about some fun times, things that have happened and everything. So I love seeing him, and he'll be on Rogan.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you one show I want to see go on. Like I don't know if it'll be like real time with Bill Maher, but definitely like the Club Random with Bill Maher, where it's like Bill Maher is like, And finally, new rule. You know, it's like this is why I never got married and had kids. Like he says it for the 100th time. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
Like Nick Saban's kind of like, yeah, you're blowing all that smoke on me, man.
Well, I feel like Rogan, yes, but Mar, I don't see. I don't see any way Mar could interest Nick Saban, because Mar will go off script and he'll bring something up and Saban won't want to talk about it, as long as you're talking sports and football and things that nature. But when you're going to get into the political and, you know, unfortunately,
well, I know that Barr had on Marshawn. He had beast mode on a few years back, and he's had on Stephen A. Smith. Some it's like I'm
yeah,
sure
and Stephen A. is going to talk stupid stuff too. I mean, I like listening to him and everything, but Stephen A. his biggest problem is, I mean, he's overexposed. I mean, you see him all the time everywhere, and you just
I mean, I've seen
you know
Stephen
what he's going to say.
I've seen him on Hannity, Life, Liberty, and Levin. I've seen him on CNN, Real Time with Bill Maher, Club Random with Bill Maher. I've seen him on the Ruby Report. I've seen him on CNN, ABC, Howard Stern.
And isn't he on 24 hours a day on ESPN? I mean,
he's
he never not on? I mean, he needs to take a holiday.
I remember when he was subbing in on Pardon the Interruption for a couple of weeks in 2019. Like, that was funny.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's overexposed. And but anyway, who cares?
But like Nick Saban on Stephen A. Smith, or like Nick Saban having a podcast having Stephen A. Smith, that would be so funny.
I would think that would happen before Bill Maher.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like,
and Stephen A., you know, Coach Saban, he's a wise cracker. I mean, that guy, he ain't gonna take any gruff from Stephen A. If Stephen A. starts talking, won't get that controversy and all that or whatever, you know, Coach Saban cut him off. He didn't have any of it. That guy walks to the beat of his own drum.
Oh man, it's like I don't like. I think like the Club Shay Shay show, that would be funny. Where it's like if Saban's on there, I mean. So that would be funny. I mean, it wouldn't be exactly Cat Williams on there, but still, though, it would be hilarious.
You're right, but I ain't seeing it. I think he's picking and choosing where he wants to spout his wisdom, which is deservedly so.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we need some wisdom from, oh man, it's summer. And I'm wondering what I'm getting. Because, I mean, I hate this hate. It's making me miserable. It's making all of us miserable.
Coach, you got to find something to occupy your brain. Something that'll take your, instead of thinking about humidity and heat, thinking about something else. So you got to have something to switch the little gears up in the brain.
Well, I think I know that little. I think I know one gear that can help us out a little bit.
Yeah,
you can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link, and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the Voice of College Football.
There we go. That's why you shop on the Amazon link using to support the Voice of College Football. You don't need to buy the product display. It doesn't cost you a penny, and you get the same shopping experience. That is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, and it'll help us all get through the heat. That is for sure.
Get through one more month, and then we'll be kickoff time.
There we go.
How many days away, Jack? I know you know.
Oh, there we go. So let's see. Saturday was 35. Now we're 33 days away till kickoff.
33 days. Man, that's a month.
There we go. Ooh.
Oh, and this is for football guys that are listening. We all know. August practice, the grind. Oh, it's miserable. Wow. And then, but finally at the end of the month, you finally get to play. But right now is summer's a grind, but now you get out there and you got to put the pads on, and it's hot, it's humid, and do you know what the worst part of it to me was? Would get out there, and then it was the stretching. All right, so you do the morning. Sometimes you'll start off with 2 days, 3 days, and do the morning, mid morning, and then late afternoon, and that kind of stuff. But then all of a sudden it cuts down to that one practice, and you go out there at about 2:30, and you start stretching, and you're laying there. You're doing the legs, and you're doing the whatever, and you're just sitting there in the sun and the heat, and you're just sweating like a pig, and man, that is the stretching, just standing there stretching, and you got to do it. I mean, you got to do it. And I remember, most places, I think still today, we'd go in there and you wade in. You walk in where I was, Delta State. You walked in, and then there were scales. All right. And then there was this big chart on the wall, had everybody's name and had the dates. And so what you would do is you'd walk in the door, and you'd get on those scales, and you would weigh in. All right. How much you weighed walking in before practice, and then you would weigh out. And if you didn't do that, and one of the trainers or whatever would write your name, you'd have the dawn patrol where you'd have to wake up 5:29 the next morning. And from 5:30 to 6 in the morning, they'd teach you some discipline, meaning running and rolling and making you puke. But anyway, so you'd weigh in and weigh out. And I can remember one specific day, I weighed in at 173, and I weighed out at 162. And the practice was 1 hour. So those guys, and not just me, anybody who's played football, that August routine. It is tough. Pay the price.
Yeah. Well,
tell you what, Jack, I don't miss it. Everybody wants to play the games again, but nobody wants that August practice again.
Well, Wednesday is the start of fall camp, and we've got some position battles got to look out for. I mean, quarterback is the obvious one, but from Justin Smith himself at Touchdown Alabama, we do need to keep an eye on left guard, because we gotta make sure we're on top of that. We make sure our offensive line's looking good. Then we're really good to go.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you what, Jack. They're gonna make that quarterback battle. I'll give it 7 days. I'd be surprised if it goes 10, and they'll name the starter. So that battle will be over real quick. They're going to get to some continuity with it, and they're not going to, keep, people talking and everybody's, spitting out their opinion and stuff. So they'll settle that within the first week to 10 days. And then the other, I think too, a lot of the other stuff will be, a lot of times there's only 1 or 2 positions that go into fall that have not been claimed. Spring practice, usually in the spring, most positions are settled. Maybe 2 or 3 in the fall, but give it a week, 10 days, and everything will be. You'll have your depth, you'll have your starting lineup. They'll go in the first game, and things change after the first game. Sink or swim.
Well, I know we're keeping an eye on that QB situation.
Definitely.
And Ty Simpson is the front runner. Unless
He is to lose, and deservedly so. I think he deserves the opportunity. I'm gonna make a prediction. Unless health or injuries or something, I think that guy's gonna have a breakout year.
Oh yeah,
really do. Feel really good about him.
And we've got punter. That's a position we have to really look out for, because our freshman punter missed the entire season.
Yeah, he was.
Coach DeBoer says he's really coming along. He's an athlete, strong kid. Seems like his recovery process is going well. We expect him to be cleared and be a part of the competition.
Yeah, all right, that's good to hear. That's one of those
And
unsung positions. I mean, every position's important, but that's one of the, doesn't get all the glam and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, very important.
well, like, because I think about like the 1970s in the NFL where like the Raiders, they were drafted Ray Guy to be their punter, and Davis saw something that no one else did. And
And
everybody's like, what? You're drafting a punter really high? Well, it worked out
yeah,
for the Raiders. So it's
now
like you should always pay attention to special teams
exactly.
because, yeah, because it's like your quarterback can always help it. You can have the best team ever. But as we've seen in the years, like throughout the last decade, if you don't have a really good kicker or a really good punter, you're going to be in trouble.
Oh, exactly. And Ray Guy, if memory serves me correct, he was out of Southern Mississippi, and you'll have to double check me, Jack, or people listening can double check me. But I think he's the only punter that's in the Football Hall of Fame, the Professional Football Hall of Fame. And that
Yeah.
guy, he was a guy that could flip the field, which is what you want. You want two things: one that can drop it at the goal line, and then another that can flip the field. And Ray Guy was the guy that could flip the field. And if memory, I may be wrong. There may have been. I know there's been a bunch of kickers, place kickers, field goal. But as far as punters, if memory serves me correct, Ray Guy out of Southern Mississippi, I think he's the only one that made the Hall of Fame.
Huh?
So
He's
we'll
still
find out.
he's still the only punter in any Hall of Fame for
Yeah,
college football and pro football. So
there
that's
you
huge.
go. Mm-hmm. That shows you how much of a weapon he was. So, guy kickers out there, everybody always wants kickers, place kickers, and all that kind of stuff because they get the glory at the end of the game and things of that nature. But punters sometimes get lost in the mix.
Well, and I'm looking at this guy Blake Dowd that we got. He's going to be competing for the punter position. He's from Colorado School of Mines,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm curious to see what he can bring to the table. I mean, I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I haven't looked at him. Um, uh, there's two types of punters, and the Australian kickers of late have gotten a lot of notoriety. But there's the old type where great punters could. I mean, when they hit the ball off the foot, I mean that thing would spiral. I mean, it was like just high arcing pass. I mean, it would just spin, spiral, spiral, spiral. And then, but now we're kind of the where they're kind of wanting to knuckleball the ball down the field so that when it lands, it pretty much you don't get the crazy roll, or maybe sometimes they try. You can there's so many different ways in which they can generate the backward move, the ball coming backward, the ball rolling forward, and that kind of stuff. But back in the old days, it was just coming off the foot. That ball, I mean, it was just be a tight spiral, and be interesting to see the punters there in Tuscaloosa, which way style, whether it be the rugby or the the Australian rules football or the the spiraling guy. It'll be interesting to see what type they go with.
Oh, agreed, no doubt about it. It's like I want to see what happens with our punter position. Like I want it to look really good.
Yeah.
And another position we're gonna have to keep an eye on is defensive tackle. Is like Tim Keenan the third's coming back to resume his role as nose tackle.
Yeah, no.
Who's lining up next to him is the question between James Smith and Edric Hall. Edric Hill, my bad. Why did I say Hall? Anyway.
Well, I think what you would like is like Cody, Mount Cody, somebody that knows that can occupy two offensive linemen. One, just center. One person can't block them. And I think Tim Keenan's going to have that opportunity. They're going to have to go, probably at times double team. And I think because he can go, if you go one-on-one with him, I think he's going to rule the roost with regard to that. So if he can take on, and that's why a lot of times that gets washed under the all the discussion is how important, like Mount Cody was so important for Alabama because he occupied 2 offensive linemen instead of just, 1. And so that frees everything up. And so I think Tim Keenan's going to be able to do that. And so the other guys should hopefully, I'd look for which one I'd go with, whichever one has the first arm movement and speed with the feet. That'd be the guy
yeah.
with speed with the feet and that arm. And hopefully Keenan can occupy space there in the middle, and I think he will.
And of course, there's the second running back for 2025. Who's going to be lining up behind Jam Miller? Are we getting Richard Young to line up behind him, Daniel Hill, or Dre Washington? Now, it would be pretty cool if we could. I want to see all these guys line up against Florida State because, I mean, it's like you've heard it mentioned on this show this time, like throughout the last several months, throughout last season. You heard us talking about the running game is key. That's what helped us against LSU, what helped us against Georgia, what helped us Missouri. And if we're having 200 to 255 yards, rushing yards per game, we're good to go.
Mm-hmm. I would say Richard Young is going to be, with Miller, Young will be the next man in, I think. And then whatever the other guys, what happens is you earn your opportunities. You earn your carries. And that means when, it doesn't necessarily mean how many yards you make, although most people think that's it, but can you read when you're running the ball? Can you read blocks? Do you set up blocks? All that kind of stuff. That enhances your number of carries that you're going to receive and what coaches are looking for. A lot of people think, well, it's just, whatever number of yards. No, it's how you read and see. And then, of course, block. I mean, you're not going to be handling the ball every down. So what are you doing on the off downs and stuff like that? So that's going to be the key factors. And I think it's going to be Miller, and I think Richard Young. I think those two are going to be the first couple of games. It's going to be on them. And I'm hoping first play of the game against Florida State, I hope I don't know. I don't care. But I hope the first drive we try to at least run the ball.
Yeah. Because we didn't run the ball enough last year.
And, of course, offensive line, maybe they could. I don't know. It was horrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was. No doubt.
It's way worse than watching those rom-com stuff. It's like, that was depressing right there, like a running game. But it won't be this year. We're not going to be depressing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get things rolling. Like I am so ready for 2025 to start. I am so ready for it.
Yeah, we'll learn a lot that first game. A lot to be a good opponent, and then we'll see where what the depth is and that kind of stuff. That's where we'll probably this season will be the biggest indicator of that first game.
Oh yeah,
I think it's going to parlay the rest of the season. I hope it's a good one, and I hope it just steamrolls the rest of the season. But we'll see.
Yeah, but we'll definitely wait and see what happens.
Yep.
I'm just getting excited thinking about it. All righty, so we've got another storyline, of course, and that is Mr. Jam Miller talking about why he returned to the Crimson Tide for 2025. That was awesome in of itself.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
Let's give out a little read on what he had to say, shall we?
Yeah.
And this was in his interview with the Nets Round. And he said, quote, when I made that decision to come back, in my mind, the job is not finished. And that's what he said Friday in an interview with the Nets round, especially with what happened last year, not winning a bowl game. And that kind of hurt us as a team. Also, the coaching staff. We feel like this year, we feel like we know what our number one goal is, and that's winning a national championship. There we go.
Yeah, and I think he made a very smart move with regard to coming back because Mr. Miller is a really, really good player, and he needs more touches. And I think Alabama's smart enough that they're going to provide him. And I'm going to predict that Coach DeBoer. I will predict they had a conversation, and I'm going to say Coach DeBoer told him that, look, we're going to get you the ball. You're going to have more carries. You're going to have more opportunities and be more of, I guess, the focus. Because now Jalen's gone. And all the running game talk was centered around Jalen Milroe, but now I think it's going the center focus is going to go through, his hands, and that's enough for to create the inspiration for him to stay, and obviously, and I deservedly so. I hope that guy deserves. He's a Mark Ingram type. I like the way he runs. There's a lot I see positive with regard to, to him, and I'm glad to see that I'm sure they talked to him, made a serious conversation, because you don't make those decisions on the, just I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna whatever. No, there's got to be something there that motivates you to come back, and I think they're smart enough there in Tuscaloosa. This guy needs to touch the ball more. We got to have a better running game, and he's gonna be the primary back.
Oh yeah,
and then Richard Young will be the follow up, and Mr. Young he's more than capable. Every time I saw him play last year, he made great opportunities, did good stuff. So running game is going to be pretty good.
Oh, it's going to be.
The offensive linemen hold up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, it's going to be fun watching what Miller brings out and what his co-stars can bring on offense. Like, yeah. I am so ready for those games. I am just counting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the offense, because every time you think of running back, there's three schools. Well, usually in my mind, Alabama, Georgia, and Wisconsin. Yeah. Those are three schools anytime I think of top-notch running backs. We are one of those three schools, my friend.
Yeah. No, I'll agree with you. I think so, too. And hopefully we can bring that, because I'm going to be honest, I know the last couple of years has not been that way. Not been that way. And that's no fault of Jalen Milroe. That's not his fault. It's just the way the games portrayed themselves, and I guess whoever's calling those plays, pretty much on them, not the players.
Oh yeah. So we'll definitely wait and see what happens for 2025, but it should be all right.
Yeah, I was going to lead you into this, talking about looking into our season. And, of course, we got Vanderbilt and Missouri. And one of the big things that I look at is transfers. And we go, and right now we have a depth chart for Alabama heading into fall based on spring. And we have same thing with regard to Missouri, and same thing with regard to Vanderbilt. And I'm going to tell you what, Jack, this is interesting to me. All right, so when you look at projected starters for Alabama, okay, and I look at the portal and stuff like that. But for Alabama, their projected starters, there are 2 transfer players on offense. Guess how many on defense?
Why not? A whole lot.
0. So in total, Alabama Make sure I get my glasses on so I don't screw this up. Alabama has 2 projected on offense, 0 on defense. That's huge because guess what? Those guys have played together. They've got a continuity. They have a history. So they're going to be close, you know, at the dorm or the apartment, wherever they have them staying now, in the locker room, the weight room, and stuff like that. So there's continuity there. They've been around each other, and you've got to have that closeness in the locker room. And then I look over here at Missouri. Okay.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah, because it's like before we get to Missouri, for sure, we'll have to discuss a little bit about Vandy.
Okay, well, I'll go Vandy first. All right, so here's Vandy.
Because we've got some revenge to think about on them.
Yeah, exactly. They're in Tuscaloosa. Vandy on offense, 6 transfer projected starters.
Oh, yeah.
On offense. All right, and then on defense, it's 1. So Alabama has 2 in total. Okay, both of them on offense. Vandy 7. All right, 6 on offense, 1 on defense. All right, and then we move over to Missouri. Okay, they have projected 6 transfer starters on offense, 5 on defense, 11. That means half your team, half the transfers, or half your team or starters are transfers. Now, they haven't started practicing, have they?
Not yet.
Next week. All right. And so now between, you know, you got roughly, let's say, around 30 days, maybe less than a month. And now you're going to create all this camaraderie and all this glue and all. I ain't liking it, Jack. Now, I'll tell you what, I like Alabama, but I'm telling you, it's a recipe. I don't know what some of these coaches are doing. Now, some coaches and some programs are going to get away with it because they've already sold their souls to it.
Oh, Missouri already started.
Yeah. And Ole Miss, old Kiffin. So what they're going to be able to do is they're going to be able to get some of the better transfers. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how they're rolling right now. They're selling it. They're using it to recruit and blah, blah, blah. And they'll get away, but sooner or later they're going to lay a big fat egg. But then other schools are not going to be able to pull that off. And so if you're a mid-range, whatever conference school to lower level, and you're relying on the portal, not going to happen.
Well, yeah, because it's like we're seeing a few of those schools pay the price. But Vandy, I'm looking at this game. You know, it's like week 6 is a sloppy slate for the SEC, with the exception of Florida, Texas that week. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and Vandy's playing what, Utah State or somebody the week before Alabama?
Oh, yeah, Utah State, Georgia State. They've got Virginia Tech and Charleston Southern. But
that ain't going to get you ready for the big time right there.
Yeah, but I mean, going to Virginia Tech is scary. Going to Virginia Tech is scary.
Yeah. So you're going to play this week lead-in schedule and probably start getting, so many games. You're going to get people nicked and bruised and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden you're banking on going in Tuscaloosa and blowing the roof off. Ain't going to happen. Not going to happen.
Well, we're kind of looking at like Diego Pavia. I mean,
he's a marked man. That guy is marked. He should have left this year. He fought for it. I don't know, whatever New Mexico Military Institute. Probably a fine. I'm not mocking them or anything like that, but you know, getting that converted into another extra year. I mean, he had. All right, so it's kind of like Coach Saban. You go out and you ride and you're living the high life and stuff like that. And he had his newcomer of the year, second team all SEC, all of that. And then, he thinks he's going to bring the luster back for one more season. We'll see how it goes, Diego.
Well, I mean, he keeps shooting that mouth off.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
But he is going to have Junior Sherrill back with him for 2025. So that's going to be a lot of fun for them. But I'm looking at the offensive stats. Like, oh my God, the passing yards per game. Is that your dog barking?
Yeah, that's Roscoe. He must hear He's getting after a squirrel or a train. Yeah, that's Roscoe.
He's probably barking at the fat. I don't think he likes
Barking
the
at the
number
moon.
117. It's like, Roscoe, do you like hearing 117? Is he barking?
No, he said no.
Oh, yeah, like, well, oh, that bad. Oh my God. The total offense was 123rd in the nation.
Yeah.
Oh man. That is terrible. Terrible. Oh.
So I just maybe staying for some more NIL money. I have no idea, but why don't you
Well, there's no
leave when you're
state
at the
basketball
top?
in
You leave, and so what's going to happen is he had to whatever Alabama, and then he's going to come back and they're going to get embarrassed and one and done. Everybody,
Well, there's one thing to count on, though. We know they're not likely bring their A game against like Charleston Southern or bring their A game against Utah State. But we know they'll bring their A game against Alabama because, I mean, we saw last year they didn't bring their A game against Georgia State. It's like Georgia State's like a giant killer for SEC teams.
Hmm.
So it's like, well, I mean, Georgia State's basically a gambler's best friend anytime they go against SEC teams. But, like Ball State, my God, they were sloppy. Kentucky, ugh, terrible. They almost beat Missouri in double overtime, but they didn't. And, we saw what they did to us. But, like, Texas, they kept it close with those big dogs. Because, I know what's going to happen is Vandy's going to bring the A game against Bama again. They're going to bring the A game against LSU, and they're going to bring the A game against Auburn, Tennessee, and Texas. And let's their defense, like points allowed per game, tied 50th in the nation. Okay, no, that's fine. I mean, you're Vandy, so 97th in the nation in passing yards allowed. I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, that's just terrible. I mean, you're going to have.
You start hearing this as an Alabama fan, it starts really ticking you off. And you don't think that week those coaches are going to be showing, and we looked at some of that film. We looked at some of those photos and everything of what they were doing. And, oh, man, Alabama they'll be ripe and ready for that one. So one-hit wonders, the music industry always have the one-hit wonders, and they never, I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be an ugly one-year wonder, and maybe the NIL package was all that great, but why don't you go out on top and all the accolades, and you coming back and think you're going to be all SEC? It ain't going to happen. And then especially when you have 11 transfer. Oh wait, 7 and 6 on.
Well, they got a CJ Hurd from Florida Atlantic, and last year CJ Hurd, their safety, he was in the third team all honors for the AAC. I mean, it's like, I mean, I guess you're getting what you can if you're Vandy.
Yeah.
Oh man, Corday Sidnor. Oh my God! Like, some of these guys got some funny names. I tell you what.
I know all about that, being an educator.
Oh man, but they did all right last season for Vandy, so there's that.
Yeah. I got in this one time teaching second day, and talking about names and pronunciations and stuff. And so my last name is Burks. You can see it there on the screen, Burks. I actually played an entire game, and the PA announcer called me Barks, Johnny Barks, B-A-R-K. And then all my B-A-R-K-S. And then my teammates afterwards, they'd just go, just mocking me about it or whatever. And then one day I was in the classroom teaching and I tell kids, don't worry if I mispronounce. And so the name was the last name was Doyle. All right, so down south, that's Dole, Dole. Well, anyway, I mispronounced it, and this student goes, "It's not doll, it's Doyle." I was like,
Yeah.
"Excuse me, I didn't know down south is Doyle." I don't think she was from around here, but yeah, names and crazy, and so I go through it every year with that first day of school and the roll, and everybody gets all whatever. And with the last name Burks, I've been Burke, Burkez, Birch, and then Johnny Barks.
Johnny Barnes, that's fun.
So yeah, names are crazy.
Well, I mean, there's one that's not crazy. Brock Taylor, the kicker for Vanderbilt. I mean, he last season he had 18 of 21 field goals that were good. 5 of them were over 50 yards.
Ooh, is he still there?
He's still there. He's a junior.
Transferred. Hit that money.
No, he's still at Vandy.
He must be in medical school or something, getting that degree.
Well, right now he's a junior dog, but maybe we can get the junior dog to come over to Bama next year. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it depends on what happens this year.
Oh yeah, but all the same, come over to a winner. Come over to a winner. It's like you can have your once in a lifetime moment at Vandy, but how would you like to have that feeling every day?
There you go.
So that's just funny right there. I'm just like, and I'm looking at their punter Nick Haberer they got him from Washington State, and Cheryl from their wide receiver scored on some returns last year. So that's a win there for Vandy. No win for us. Yeah, I don't think Roscoe's liking Vandy too much, are you?
Roscoe, you like Vandy?
That's a no.
You like Vandy? He turned his head and nah, who cares?
Yeah. It's like,
are you my buddy? You my pal? Roscoe, what you doing?
oh man. And we got a what's up from the Godfather of the SEC, one of our famous YouTube members of Alabama with the Voice of College Football, giving out a hello and giving out a number 1 finger. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Roscoe's calling. Like,
Roscoe, that hurt. He's clawing me.
Yeah, I think. I guess that's cue for us to stop talking about Vanderbilt now.
Yeah. Are you tired of Vandy? Huh?
That's the cue.
You want to talk about Vandy anymore? Does that mean yes or no? That means no.
Oh, okay, yep. Well, there's another team we might like talking about. Let's see if Roscoe wants to hear about Vanderbilt for the next 8 minutes or so. Roscoe's on the hunt. He sure is. He sure is. Roscoe, what do you think about Missouri? What do you think about Missouri?
They ain't good. Does that mean no? He says no.
Well, I mean, we did shut him out last year, so there's that.
We'll take care of him. You agree? Does that mean yeah? Do you agree? We're gonna take care of him. Does that mean yeah? Talk. Yeah. He says yeah.
Yep. I mean, we'll take care of him again.
Hey, where's that game?
Well, it's in Columbia, Missouri this year. We smacked them in Tuscaloosa.
All right. Is it Missouri or Missouri?
Oh, you can pronounce it however you want to. I didn't know people call Missouri until a caller was on the Paul Feinbaum show on November 2015 on a Thursday, I believe it was. It was on a Thursday night, and I was at my grandparents' house watching it.
Here comes Henry. You're riling up the troops now. Henry's down
there.
Man.
Hey, Henry, how you feeling?
You ever seen the Outlaw Josie Wells? Clint Eastwood?
Oh, man, that's a great movie.
Yeah, he ain't looking at Missouri. But anyway, old Josie Wells called it the Missouri boat ride. That's enough. Settle down. He called it the Missouri boat ride.
Oh man. Well, we're going on to the Missouri boat ride from Bo Perbula, as he's going to be taking over as the new QB for Missouri, or Missouri, however you want to call him.
Hmm.
Henry,
Well,
how you
I like that quarterback they had last year. What was his name? Do you remember? But he was a senior. He had been around a while.
Brady Cook.
Huh?
Brady Cook.
Yeah. He did a great job. I liked him. But yeah, they're in the same. I mean, poor old Missouri. They're transfer portal. Oh my gosh, if you're gonna build your team with transfers, not gonna happen. So I'm gonna predict it's gonna be another tough year for them. And then we're getting into this level here, and then we talked about it many times where it's going to be the haves and the have-nots, and there's going to be this little plateau that is going to happen with the way the nature of this is already starting to direct itself, that those that have will rise and they will always be, and then everybody else is going to be left behind. And some of these schools, now it's not in every sport, but in football, I mean, it's looking like we're going to have the haves, and up there, that are going to stay up there, and then the have-nots. And I'm afraid Missouri is going to be one of them. Arkansas, Missouri, but worried about Oklahoma, Auburn, Mississippi State. I think Ole Miss is going to be right there on the edge as long as they've got Kiffin. I've always thought Kiffin was a great coach. And then it's just feast or famine for the rest of them. So I think Missouri's right there at that little line, that little plateau line, the bell curve, as we used to call it, right there at the peak. And
I mean, yeah, it's like, even though Missouri had a 10-win season last year, I'll be honest with you, they didn't look like one to me. I mean, I kind of forgot that they had a 10-win season. I mean, they're one of those teams that you forget even had 10 wins.
It was one of those, exactly what you're saying. I mean, just one of those, how many really, really, really good teams did they play and beat? And so, yeah. But going back to it now, if they're going, all right, so you can build upon that with 11 transfer starters, offense, defense. Half your team are transfers, so it's not looking good. Now, they may prove me wrong, and I've been proven wrong many times, and I'm not afraid of it, but we'll see. I'm just now not feeling it.
But I'm looking at Blake Craig on the special teams. He's their kicker. Last season, he was just 1 of 7 in kicks from 40 to 49 yards. That's bad. That is bad.
I don't know how you hold your job.
Ugh. Well, they have no other kickers. And plus, I'm looking at and this is
that's where you do the old call the walk-on from the stadium. Yeah, teams have done that before. Call them out of the stadium, come on, walk-on kicker.
Well, here's the rest of his stats on kicks. Check this out.
All right.
24 of 34 kicks made. That's why he's keeping his job.
Okay.
So there's that. But we're looking at the defensive end on defense. So they're going to be rotating between Damon Wilson II and Zion Young. And, Chris McLean is going to be there as well. And honestly, it's like that's not a team that's going to keep it close with Bama, because we shut them out last year.
Yeah.
This year, I mean, it may be a little closer, but I don't know why. But it's like last year we saw Missouri win in close games during the season. At least every week they were. They were winning a title against Vandy, Boston College, Oklahoma. They got lucky against Oklahoma. They got lucky against Auburn. They won by 3 points against Iowa in the Music Seed Bowl. Arkansas, Missouri.
As that old got lucky living on a prayer, and the old 4-leaf clover and the leprechaun, and they had, so you can tell they had their run of luck last year. It runs out. I don't see it happening this year. So
I feel like a lot.
Although I was glad they got lucky against Auburn, but I don't see it. It doesn't happen. 2 years
Oh,
in a
it's
row.
not happening.
No.
I don't think it's happening again for him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But like this year, I'm just I'm feeling like this year will just be close losses for Missouri.
Mm.
That they'll probably shut their stuff on that and just kind of set it up for 2026.
That's not good news for the coach.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
It's you got to please me now. Everybody, patience today. Everybody's, it's speed, speed, speed. We want it now. I don't want to wait. You get that little spiral of going nowhere on that computer. Don't like it.
Oh yeah.
What you got going on this week, man?
Well, before I go on that, we're looking at the running back and just that whole offense for Mizzou. And here's where I look down the defense. It's really good. Like top 20s with the exception of rushing yards allowed per game. But the offense last season, I'm looking at the stats, it was mid. It was mid.
Mm-hmm.
Just terrible. But Perbola, he's from Penn State. And we're gonna wait to see if he is the starter or not.
Yeah.
But I just don't have good grief. I mean,
yeah.
Luther Burden being gone, and it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Watching him, but
yeah. So, why would you transfer from Penn State to Missouri?
One reason, either playing time or you really want to suffer, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That makes you kind of scratch a little head. What's going on here? Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, for him.
Yeah, maybe didn't work out too well at Penn State. He was reading the writing on the wall and bailed, or maybe saw a better opportunity. I don't know, but that's interesting.
I mean, if you're leaving Penn State, like why aren't you going to Missouri? Like, good grief.
Yeah, unless he's a hometown boy, I don't know. Maybe it's something motivating him to get a class. I don't know, but that's a strange one right there for me.
Agreed. But before I go on, what's going on with me? What's going on with you, Coach?
I'm getting ready for school to start, and got a few final little things to do around the house, but getting ready for school to start and hoping that getting ready for football, fixing to really start getting going with my deep dive into quarterbacks and make some predictions before the season starts. I've got a month, and I'm gonna rank them, and I'm gonna get it all going professionally. It's gonna look all good. I'm gonna show my little take on it and my little clips and stuff like that, and then I'll start looking at some other positions and that. I'm getting excited about football. It's that time. I mean, it's
this is the last month without college football,
and it's the end of July, and now we're going to be talking about
if we're live,
what people are seeing and what's going on. So we'll have a little insight, and then we'll start making our little preseason predictions. So
I'm sure we'll be live at midnight in Jeffrey's time zone for the Alabama call-in show. But if we're getting to midnight on my time zone, it'll probably be because something's going on for sure.
Yeah, something need to be discussed. And
there we go.
Weight on somebody's chest.
There we go. I mean that would be $100 super chats every hour or so. We'll start implementing a little thing like that. Where if you want to see us live, something like that for that long, where it's no worries. Yeah, we won't spend 5 hours, but we will spend 5 hours for all of you tuning in for sure. We will do that. But yeah, you can give Johnny a friend request on Facebook. You can also give him a follow on Johnny H. Burks on Instagrams. Tune in. You're not going to want to miss it. And, of course, you can check out my latest episodes of the Jacksonian with Christy Rowe, the host of Locked On Kansas State, and, the Blueprint Network, where he talks a lot about the NFL. And I've got my upcoming episode with Jordan Bowman, Tiger Paul Craven, as we celebrate the 4th season of Clemson Tigers Live from here at the Voice College Football Network. Cool. And you can check me out. My latest updates on Crimson Tide Live, the Jats saying much more on Jats VOCFB @/Twitter and on Instagram and Threads, Jackson Johnson 543-908. Tune in. You won't want to miss the updates we've got. And you can give Jeffrey a follow on Only Talk Sports, where he talks sports every single day, or at least he tries to. And you can check out Crimson Tide Live and Alabama Primetime Live on your favorite audio platform at Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeartRadio. Please leave a rating and a review. And, of course, please like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss another video or another episode of Crimson Tide Live or Alabama Primetime Live with the Alabama Call-In Show Thursday nights, all right here on Alabama The Voice of College Football. And we will see you soon. And roll Tide!
Roscoe,